About a year ago, I picked up this Universal Audio Volt 276 interface. I've tried plenty of audio interfaces over the years, but this one stands out. It's got a solid build, just top-notch gear. But still, I couldn't resist putting my own spin on it. Those wooden side panels are begging for some custom 3D printed upgrades. Before I get started, I did check with Universal Audio, and I learned that, unfortunately, modifying these side panels does void the warranty. I decided to go for it anyway. To kick things off, I grabbed a screwdriver and carefully removed the screws to take the panels off. I wanted my 3D printed replacements to fit perfectly. So I took careful measurements and jotted down the dimensions you see here. Next, I jumped into Fusion 360 to design the new panels. I shaped them to match the wood panels, exactly 1-to-1, but then I added some stuff to give it a little bit more of a sleek aesthetic. It was pretty fun to come up with these designs. My first go at texturing these was just using the fuzzy skin feature. It gave it a cool effect, but it wasn't exactly what I was aiming for. That's when I found this fantastic tutorial by YouTuber Tintech and decided to dive in. I needed Python for the script, which I was pretty sure I already had, so I opened my command prompt and typed "where Python" to confirm that it was installed and to find its location. And I was good to go since I already had it set up. However, if I hadn't had Python, I would have gone to python.org to download it. I didn't need to, but it's a simple process, just follow the installer prompts. I grabbed Tintech's fuzzificator script from his GitHub repository that was linked in his video. I clicked on it right here, and then I clicked download up here at the top. The script needed numpy and pillow to work for me, so to install numpy, I copied the command shown here and pasted it into my command prompt window and hit enter. That got numpy installed, which the script uses for calculations. For pillow, I did the same thing, copied the command shown on screen, pasted it into the command prompt, and hit enter. Pillow was ready to handle image processing for the texture. Now came the fun part, creating the texture. I designed some displacement maps in Photoshop, just showing a couple examples here. But I also found some free ones online with a quick search. I ended up not using any of those though. When I made this, I made sure that the image was 4000 by 4000 pixels for the best results. Then I saved it as input.png, and I made sure to place them in the same folder as the fuzzificator script. I needed my Python installation path for Prusa Slicer, so I copied it from the command prompt. In Prusa Slicer, I went to Output Options and entered the following into the Post-Processing Script section. This is my path to Python that I got from the command prompt, followed by the path to the fuzzificator script where I downloaded it earlier. This linked the script to my slicing process. To get the texture to stand out, I set up a second extruder in Prusa Slicer. I followed the steps you see here to add that. It's just a virtual setup, no dual extruder needed. In the tool change G-code section, I typed ;fuzzy tool, exactly as shown. This connected the script to my print, and I was getting close. With my input.png ready, I loaded my model into Prusa Slicer. I clicked the multi-material icon and chose Smart Fill, which worked great for filling large areas like my side panels. I could have used the brush for custom shapes, but Smart Fill was simple and effective for what I needed. I sliced the model and exported the G-code. And at this point, the texture wasn't visible in Prusa Slicer's preview, so to see it, I had to drag the G-code back into Prusa Slicer, and there it was, my textured model. I played around with a few textures, like this wavy pattern and a grid design. It was exciting to see how many options I could explore. But for the Volt, I created a texture from the Universal Audio logo to match its sleek vibe. Here's how it looked in the slicer. Pretty sharp. I wanted the logo to pop in a different color, so after slicing, I used the layer preview slider to pick layer 30 as my starting point. The other pause methods didn't work for me. I added a custom G-code command by typing pause in the box and hitting enter. This one did the trick. I sliced, exported, and sent it to my printer via Mainsail. Here's how it all turned out. These textured side panels look pretty amazing in my opinion. Now it's just time to put them on. I noticed the screw holes needed a little cleanup, so I used a drill bit to smooth them out. That made sure the screws fit perfectly. With both panels installed, I loved how the colors matched the RGB lighting on my PC and elsewhere around my office. It came together as a clean and cohesive look. I also tried this in Orca Slicer, which I usually use, but the results weren't as good as they were in Prusa Slicer. I skipped printing these just to save on filament in case it did turn out all stringy like this, but it was worth a shot. To use my Creality K1C in Prusa Slicer, I used a PLA profile from Camino KGY on printables. The community's resources were definitely a big help. In Prusa Slicer, I went to Import, Import Config, and selected Camino's profile. I didn't tweak any settings beyond the script and G-code changes I mentioned earlier, and that was enough to get it done. Alright, that's all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. I appreciate you tuning in. Catch you in the next one. And as always, have the best day ever. So I opened my command.